Hello, Dr. C. This might be it's a weird way to start off the presentation, but the there's a few complications with the team, and now there's two videos that you have to look at. Uh, okay, so um, I was able to add a few things in the GitHub. You'll see that they were not added to main, so I didn't conflict with what one of my teammates had already added, and so it's only on my branch that you'll be able to see this change, these updates to the code that was submitted. So starting off, I'll say that I added um, uh, I if we look into the thing, okay. So I won't go through with what the code does because it's already been told by my other teammate in his video. So instead I'll introduce what I added. So if there's uh, already an existing user in the database called admin, but the password is also admin, and it's a special user that um, that's not entirely working. I mean, it is working. Once if you click login initially, it doesn't work because it's only the user's only created once the database is created, and the database isn't created until the login button is pressed. So once you press it once you press it again, it's created. You'll see that there's a profile with the user admin here, and the button select. This select button will just delete the profile, um, and the admin gets this special screen that they get to see where they can delete user accounts. Unfortunately, when you click the back button, it takes you to the gotcha game that we have going. Um, I wasn't able to fix it in time, uh, but let's create a few users. Uh, let's call him Jerry with the password Jerry for convenience sake. So yeah, we have here, hello, Jerry. Let's go with a Larry and create another user, Larry. And once we log out, once we go back to the admin account, uh, you'll see that these admin, Jerry, Larry were created. Uh, when you click the select button, that account is deleted. However, it doesn't refresh the page. So um, we would have to leave this page and come back, or refresh the page somehow. I'll delete these two accounts as I click the buttons. And uh, so once I go admin, admin, log in, you'll see that the accounts have been removed from this list. And if I go back again and try to sign in as Jerry, you'll see that it gives the error because Jerry does not exist. So uh, that's what I've added. To go into the code, I mess with the user Java as now that they're holding this Boolean value called admin. And whenever a user is created, that admin value is always uh, 0. So it's always false. Was create. Okay, yeah. Uh, create account button where he creates the account. The user, new user, username, password, admin false. And the only way that the only way to get the admin to be true is because I have a already existing admin user that I've added in the code. Uh, if I find, sorry. So yeah, basically I pre-populated the database when it's created to have an existing user, which will have the password admin, the username admin, password admin, and the admin variable will be true. So when we're in the account activity and you're trying to log in, if user.getAdmin, it basically just, since it's a Boolean, that just checks if it's true. If it's false, it skips it. If it's true, it sends you to a different activity, which is also what I created, the admin activity, which uses a user recycler and user adapter to essentially get you. It uh, grabs the database, grabs a list of users, um, and essentially passes it into the user adapter, and which is the other thing I created, user adapter. Uh, Basically, the user adapter gets the two things, which was the database, so I can delete users, and the list of usernames, so I can know which users to delete and to create the visual in the XML, like the format to print it in the Android app. Um, so yeah, here's the I here's where the on-bind viewer is where it creates those users, like it makes them into the list. I override the public on click so that it grabs a user from the database and it deletes it from the database uh, once the button is clicked. Uh, so with the and sort of this is the recycler view holder is the how each individual um, a list item is created. So like they're all both created with the text view and they're both created with the button. And so the button deletes that specific. So obviously the button, like for Jerry, wouldn't delete Terry. Um, and that's I also created. Well, those are what I added to his code. Um, I also created this activity admin XML, which is pretty much just an empty XML, like it just with the user recycler, nothing to really point out. And that's all I was, those were the stories I was able to create. I was able to I was able to essentially add the admin with the ability to delete users. There was a few things I could have cleaned up with the code. Things like when the admin can't go into the gotcha game, since I mean a bug is considered a feature. Maybe the admin wants to play the game. The admin also is able to delete themselves, which it's it's possible that they would want to delete themselves, but there's no way to create an admin other than through essentially getting the app back up. So yeah, that's all my code. Thanks for watching.